Have you ever wondered what happens to those brand new cars that sit there month after month without ever finding a buyer as you pass a car dealership? Though the reality is far more nuanced, you might think they finally sell. Millions of unsold automobiles face fates most people never think of in 2025 as automakers continue to overproduce and global demand becomes unpredictable. Here's what actually happens to new automobiles that don't sell: steep discounts, auctions, and secret car graveyards. Number 8. The hidden cost of sitting still. Every car that isn't sold is a quiet cost. Instead of owning the cars outright, dealerships finance their inventory through what are known as floor plan loans, meaning they pay interest on each day the car is unsold. In addition, each idle vehicle gradually reduces revenues due to insurance, maintenance, and space expenditures. Even worse, automobiles are items that must be used fast. Even if it has never been driven, the value of the previous model year immediately drops when a new one is introduced to the market. When the 2025 model arrives, for example, a 2024 model that has been sitting on a lot may lose up to 15% of its retail value overnight, making it increasingly difficult for dealerships to recoup expenses. Number 7. Deep discounts and aggressive promotions. When cars remain stuck on lots, dealerships turn to heavy discounting to move them. They offer cash rebates, zero-interest financing, free maintenance plans, or trade-in bonuses to lure buyers. In 2025, these discounts have become more frequent due to slower EV demand and global inflation reducing consumer spending power. Automakers in the US and Europe have reported a 12–15% rise in promotional spending compared to 2023 just to clear excess inventory. What looks like a customer-friendly deal is often a last-ditch effort to prevent financial losses and make room for new arrivals. Number 6. Turned into demo or loaner cars. Unsold cars are frequently converted into dealership demos or service loaners when discounts are insufficient. While loaners are temporarily provided to clients whose cars are being repaired, demo cars are utilized for test drives or showroom presentations. After a few hundred to a few thousand kilometers, these cars are no longer eligible to be marketed as brand new. They are then offered for sale at a discounted price after being classed as used or certified pre-owned. Profits are harmed, but it's still preferable to having the automobiles lose value while being stored. Because they are significantly reduced and barely used, these cars might be a hidden gem for purchasers. Number 5. Shipped to other regions or dealers. An unsold model that fails in one city could occasionally be in high demand in another. Automakers and dealers frequently reallocate or swap inventories between areas. For instance, small sedans that have trouble selling in European cities may do better in rural areas or underdeveloped nations. Global supply chain networks are now more flexible in 2025, enabling businesses like Volkswagen, Hyundai, and Toyota to swiftly reallocate inventory to countries with strong demand. This transfer eases the financial burden on nearby dealerships and helps avoid significant accumulations of idle inventory. Number 4. Sent to auctions or fleet buyers. When all other options have failed to sell an automobile, it frequently ends up at a wholesale auction or is sold in large quantities to fleet operators. One of the most popular methods to get rid of extra inventory is through fleet sales, which include government agencies, taxi services, ride-sharing businesses, and rental agencies. To regain cash flow, automakers may offer these vehicles for sale at steep discounts, often even less than their manufacture costs. For instance, a large number of EVs that failed to reach sales goals in China and Europe in 2024 were sold straight to corporate leasing programs and ride-hailing fleets. Although this procedure keeps dealerships afloat, it also oversupplies the secondary market with nearly new vehicles at deeply discounted prices. Number 3. Exported as used cars to other countries. A significant 2025 trend, particularly in China, is the transfer of unsold automobiles overseas under false pretenses of being used. Automakers can get around export limitations and domestic overstock problems because to this loophole, even brand new cars with no miles on them are sent abroad and listed as used. These exports now primarily go to countries in Africa, the Middle East, and Eastern Europe. Reuters reports that in 2024, China alone exported more than 5 million used cars, a record number that was inflated by unsold new stock. Although it keeps manufacturers operating, lax rules in importing nations are also creating market distortions and environmental problems. Number 2, abandoned in-car graveyards. And some cars are left to deteriorate when all other options have failed. You may occasionally come across eerie pictures of miles and miles of glossy, dust-covered automobiles on the internet. There have been large vehicle graveyards in North America, Eastern Europe, and portions of China in recent years. These cars frequently involve financial issues, dealership contracts that don't work out, or they just cost more to sell than they're worth. A large number will never be recycled, driven, or registered. They remain inactive until they are destroyed or reduced down to their component pieces. In an industry meant to symbolize innovation and mobility, it is a chilling reminder of waste and overproduction. Number 1, the harsh economic reality. A straightforward fact is at the core of this issue. The automobile business produces more than consumers can purchase. Although every manufacturer aspires to expand, customer demand isn't always up to speed. This disparity has gotten worse in 2025 due to tighter lending markets, increased EV costs, and economic instability. Unsold automobiles highlight the weakness in a system that puts production goals ahead of long-term demand. Although the problem is still far from resolved, automakers are increasingly reconsidering their approaches and utilizing flexible manufacturing and AI-driven forecasting to prevent future surpluses. Remember this the next time you drive by a dealership full of shiny vehicles. Not all of them will be driven. Some will be shipped across oceans, some will be discounted to the bone, and some will be left to rust silently. Few people ever witness the world of waste, logistics, and financial risk that exists behind those showroom lights. If this analysis opened your eyes, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more in-depth explorations of the obscure tales of the automotive industry and world economy.